Gabe DeArmond here, publisher of PowerMizzou.com, welcoming you back into another episode of the Touchdown Luther Burden Show. This is episode number 2. Last week we talked with Luther and just kind of, intro to him for you guys and getting comfortable with the show and the format and all that. And this week we're going to talk about one of the most celebrated high school football careers in St. Louis history. We will get to that with Luther here in just a minute on our second show, but every week we're going to remind you that this show is sponsored by Pro Energy. They're located in Sedalia, Missouri. It's a global company dedicated to supporting renewable energy growth with reliable, reduced emissions power generation services, construction, and development. They harness world-class talent on an impressive 90-acre campus, and the company can quickly and reliably fill gaps in the power supply to heat homes, boost economies, and maintain a connected world. You can see how Pro Energy supports our power grid with American jobs at proenergyservices.com, and certainly they support Power Mizzou and this show. We are grateful for that. Big Mizzou people over at Pro Energy, and so certainly encourage you all to check out that website at proenergyservices.com and just get a little bit more familiar with what they do. It's really kind of a fascinating thing for people that probably don't know much about it, like, say, me. So you can go check out what Pro Energy does. But look, this show every week, we're just going to talk with Luther Burden, Missouri's star freshman. He was the first player in this recruiting class to earn his number in spring practice. They're about halfway through spring ball now, but we're not focused on that this episode. We are focused on, playing high school football in St. Louis and kind of the journey for Luther to get where he is today. So we want to let you listen to this week's conversation with Luther, and we'll be back to wrap it up after. All right, Luther Burden joining us now from his place in Columbia, fresh off, spring football practice number 5, something like that. Just before we get going, everything good with spring? You feeling comfortable getting the hang of everything here?
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting the hang of, being around the guys. Should we out there hard and we, getting better every day.
Yeah, there you go. You already got the college football player talk down, man. It's just about getting better every day. That's what it is all spring. So this episode 2, and just so people know, we're kind of going chronologically here. We'll hit different subjects with Luther as we go throughout the 8 weeks, but today we're gonna kind of talk about high school football and his decorated career in St. Louis, and so Luther, we want to start at the beginning, man. You walk into your freshman year of high school at Cardinal Ritter. Did you play varsity day one? Did you start day one? What was it?
I played varsity day one because I was really big. Well, not big, but like I was oversized. Not oversized, but bigger than most freshmen coming in as a freshman. So I had an advantage, and yeah, I was on varsity.
Yeah. Okay. So first game freshman year, you're playing wide receiver for Cardinal Ritter, and I mean that was a pretty good team. The first thing I wanted to ask you, I mean, there's a receiver that's about to get his name called here in the next couple months that was at Cardinal Ritter. So tell me about you and Jamison Williams at practice. I would imagine that was a pretty decent passing game.
Definitely, a good passing game. Having him being a role model for me, as a freshman, him, taking the role of, being the leader of the team, and me looking up to him, still to this day, is, it's a blessing. It definitely played in my hands having him as my teammate.
What he did this year at Alabama, like, was that what you always knew he could do? I mean, did anything about that year he had surprise you?
Not really. I knew he had it in him. He just needed.
Yeah, I get to vote for the Heisman Trophy every year, and I said, like, man, I should have waited a little longer because I should have voted for Jamison Williams because that kid had the best year of anybody I saw.
Definitely.
But So your first couple years at Ritter, just did you? I mean, how'd your freshman year go? You're starting. I looked for some old stats. I couldn't really find stats from your freshman and sophomore year. So tell me about your first couple years at Ritter and how things went.
My first couple games, I was, still getting adjusted to it, and shoot, I about the fifth game, made a real jump and starting leading. Well, not leading, but I had some breakout games. Mm-hmm. Then leading up to my first offer around like mid-September, mid-September, that's when I really, took off and just, was one, trying to be the best in the country.
So mid September, your freshman year was when you got your first offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you go in and you talk about Coach Finney at Cardinal Ritter being the first guy to really kind of recognize your talent and tell you what you could be. So tell me about playing for him and kind of what he did for you as a football player in those couple years you were with him.
Definitely playing for him made me a better player on and off the field. Honestly, I told you the previous show, he made me realize, I was a football player, and just having him as a leader and a father figure in my life, being able to help me become a better football player was definitely a blessing.
Yeah. Who was your quarterback those couple years where you and Jameson were there at Ritter? Or I guess you guys were together 1 year, but
yeah, Makai Hayes.
Okay. Do you know? Did he go play football anywhere after high school?
Yeah, he went to JUCO.
Okay. So yeah, pretty good passing game you guys had there. Then take me forward to after your sophomore year, you end up transferring to East St. Louis. Kind of take me into that process. I mean, what was that? Was that a family decision, or kind of why'd you make that choice to make that move?
It was a family decision, most def. I made that move because I wanted to play against the top guys in the country and the best teams. Because before I went there, I knew they had a tough schedule coming up, and I'm all about being balling against the best. So I just wanted to join them. And another reason I wanted to go there because I want to go to college early. Where I'm at right now. So.
Okay. So I mean, East St. Louis is a program that, like, everybody around here knows it, but that's pretty well known around the country with Coach Sunkett. What makes that program like a little bit different than a lot of high school places? I mean, what makes that program that he runs there so special?
It's very detailed, and all the guys in there buy in, and we all know we all know the standard, being there and the tradition. And them guys work there. We work our butts off. Everybody over there. We work really hard over there.
So Coach Sunk is a guy that's gone back. He's had guys since even before he got to East St. Louis, but that's a program that all the kids talk about. Hey, he's a good coach, but he does a lot more for kids on his team than just football. So tell me about that part of playing for Coach Sunkett and what he does for a lot of guys who really come from pretty tough situations.
He just, he'll do anything for his players, each and every last one of them. He definitely looks out for them. And he just helps people, helps the team with, trying to help their situation better. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Yeah, that's definitely the man.
Yeah. So you get to East St. Louis and then COVID hits and like everything's messed up, right? And so your first season there, that was the one that they pushed off to the spring, right?
No, I left after junior year.
After junior year. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you were still.
Yeah, it hit right before then. Yeah.
Okay. So you just played the 1 year at Ritter. So then, or the 1 year at East St. Louis. So you get into, to East St. Louis, and so when you were at Ritter, you had a guy on your side of the ball in Jamison Williams that you're practicing with. So what I want to know from your time at East St. Louis is there's got to be some good stories, some good one-on-one battles with you and Toriano Pride in practice, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Who? Okay, so first off, you just tell me who won most of those battles. Did you get him more than he got you?
I definitely got, I'm me. I'm definitely everybody. But me and Toriano, we had some tough one-on-ones. We work every day. Even after practice,
Mm-hmm.
iron, iron. So we just continue to work and trying to get each other better.
I know a lot of guys that play. I mean, you guys had so many D1 players on that team. A lot of guys that play on teams that are that talented say, shoot, the practices are the hard part, man. We get to games and that's actually easier than practice. Is that how you kind of felt last year a lot of times?
Definitely. Sure, we used to go at it in practice. Because we know, we just knew the standard, for us, having all the talent on the team, having some of the top guys in the country. So we just knew we had to, make each other better.
Yeah. Now back real quick to you and Toriano going against each other. Yeah, are you a guy that like you beat somebody, you're going to let them hear? Do you talk a lot of trash out there, or do you just kind of let your play talk?
I definitely talk about trash in practice with the guys. The coaches, we all talk trash. So it's just, just make it everybody competitive and more competitive, and so we just had a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So your guys' schedule last year, I mean, it was crazy. You went down and you played IMG, I think, down in Florida, or that game might have gotten moved, but you went out to California and played St. John Bosco. I mean, what was it like just the chance to go play against some of the best programs in the country and some of these other guys that you're kind of, I mean, I don't know if you knew them or not, but you're seeing their names right there with yours in recruiting rankings and at camps and stuff.
Um, it felt like college, honestly. Playing against, shoot, that's probably like playing against like Alabama or something.
Yeah.
But it was definitely fun. Traveling with the team, creating a bond with them guys. That go, past football. So it was definitely a great journey.
And I know, I mean, I think it was the game out in California that was on ESPN, and I mean, like, I assume you guys came out of those games feeling like, hey, obviously you wanted to win, but you went out there and represented yourselves pretty well and showed that you could hang with some of those guys.
Yeah, we definitely did. Those guys got, people from everywhere, each and everywhere around the country. We just got a group of guys from St. Louis and East St. Louis. And shoot, having a, giving them a fight, which, shows, uh, gives, the guys and gives East St. Louis a plus for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, obviously, hey, wide receiver is your big thing, but last year you were returning punts a lot, and we talked about the CBC game where you took the first one back like 82 yards. And did you ever get surprised at any point last season that teams kept kicking the ball near you? Because at some point, don't they just punt the ball out of bounds? Wouldn't that be smarter?
I definitely was surprised that everyone kicked me the ball because I don't know what I know, man. That's probably the dumbest thing to do. Give me the ball in space. So
Yeah.
I felt very disrespected, so I had to score. So
Was that like a personal thing? Like if they kick it to me, I don't think I'm good enough, or
yeah,
they don't think I'm good enough.
Yeah, they definitely did. So sure, I gave them the consequence for that.
There you go. So tell me about like what makes a good punt returner? Like how hard is that job? Because I imagine high school it's a little different because I know you had a lot of balls kicked to you that maybe just came to you on like 2 or 3 bounces because nobody can kick the ball that deep. But what's it like being back there and knowing that hey somebody's probably coming free and you're gonna have to make at least one dude miss?
um, it's really it just came normal to me, honestly.
Yeah.
It just really came normal to me.
Okay. Okay. What do you like more, a touchdown catch or running one back?
Uh, Probably a punt return back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that can change a game, man. Those are big plays. They all count for 6, but a punt return is a big deal. So at East St. Louis, look, I know you said one of the things you wanted to do at East St. Louis was obviously win a state title, and you get to the state title game. I think it was 37-36 against Cary Grove. So what do you remember about that game, and what kind of stuck out to you about it?
Sure. I just remember us. Well, I just remember me walking off the field knowing like, dang, I just lost the state championship. You know, so it was my last high school game. That's really all I know. You know.
Yeah. But even though you came up 1 point short in the title game, I assume you look back at the 1 year and like really good year and really happy you did it. You made that move and had the chance, right?
Yeah, I was definitely happy I made the move. It was probably one of the best moves of my life, you know, going over to East St. Louis. They definitely, you know, prepared me to be ahead of, you know, everyone coming in as a freshman and shoot, you know.
I've had some people that have been around Coach Sunkett's program say they almost feel like he runs it like a college program. Now that you've been here a few weeks, do you think there's some similarities?
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities. A lot of similarities, actually. It's really, we really do the same stuff, but, you know, it's just different tempos and different, like, names you call it. So it's really, yeah.
When when you look back at your whole high school career, is there one thing that kind of stands out? I don't know whether it's a game or a certain memory or maybe just something that in practice with guys, but is there anything that you look back and that's kind of your favorite memory of your high school football days?
My favorite, I really don't have a favorite high school memory. You know, I enjoyed all of it. You know, all the awards, all the offers and attention. I enjoyed it all.
Yeah. Is there anything that you look back and say, I mean, I think I'm going to know the answer to this. It's probably going to be the state title game, but is there anything you look back and say, if I could change something, that's what I'd change about it?
Sure, I probably changed the COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely watched the COVID out and changed that. You know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, what was it like being? I mean, being an athlete and trying to go through recruiting and everything with all that going on. I mean, how much did it kind of impact that junior year and senior year for you?
It impacted because I like big crowds. You know, I like playing in front of big crowds. You know, it definitely like cut the crowd space down, and it's just I really feel sorry for the 2021 kids because like they really, you know, had to go to college and just like off of on a Zoom call or something. Like they didn't really get the full experience. So I'm happy I got, you know, got a chance to visit some schools and, you know, have some experience.
Yeah.
So
you say you like playing in front of a big crowd. Would you rather play in front of a home crowd that they're all cheering for you, or are you one of the guys that, hey man, get me out there in a road crowd where everybody's against me?
Yeah, I like road crowds.
Just a chance to shut them up.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, it's a lot more on the line. So it's just time for me to, you know, stand out. So
there you go. I think it's fair to say you stood out a pretty good amount in high school, and I know everybody watching is hoping to see a lot more of the same here over the next few years. And I'm going to give you warning before the next time we record. When we do next week's show, we're going to talk a little bit about just going through the recruiting process and what that's like. And like I told Mookie before we did it, like, I'm not asking you to tell any stories or get in any trouble or anything. Just give people kind of an inside look at what that's like to be one of the top players in the country and to have all these coaches trying to get you.
All right, sounds good.
So that'd be good. All right, Luther, appreciate the time, man, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you for having me.
There you go, episode 2 with Luther Burden, the third-star Missouri freshman, a Cardinal Ritter standout before he went to East St. Louis for his senior year. And look, I haven't done all the research about who the greatest high school football player in St. Louis history is by any means, but Luther Burden III, certainly one of the guys that had a career that, probably puts him in that discussion, especially his senior season. As I said, next week we're going to go through the recruiting process with Luther a little bit from, when it started. He said mid-September, his freshman year, he got that first offer. Then he commits to Oklahoma. That lasted, I think, about a year, something like that. And then he opens it back up, ends up committing to and signing with Missouri. So we're going to talk through that process that ended up with Luther in Columbia next week. I want to thank certainly Luther for his time. Thank all you guys for watching. Ask you to hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, like the show, give it a nice review, share what we're doing here. That is much appreciated. And also, hey, do what you can to support our partners. Our partner for this show and our sponsor is Pro Energy, which is located in Sedalia, Missouri. It's a global company that supports renewable energy growth with reduced emissions, power generation services, construction, and development. Pro Energy, located in Sedalia, Missouri, a 90-acre campus. They can quickly and reliably fill gaps in the power supply to heat homes, boost economies, and maintain a connected world. They support the power grid with American jobs, and you can learn a little bit more about what Pro Energy does at proenergyservices.com. So after you're done watching or listening here, maybe commenting on the site about it, sharing it with some friends, we definitely encourage you to check out proenergyservices.com and get to know a little bit more about the people that are making this show possible. Once again, this was episode 2 of the Touchdown Luther Burden Show. Appreciate you guys checking it out. We'll be back next week.